A list of industries at industry classification guides. Chapter 1. A list of industries. Academic. Accountant, CMA, CA. Actuary. Admin and support services. Administration. Advertising. Advertising, marketing, and PR. Aerospace. Agribusiness. Agriculture and forestry. Allied health. Apparel. Architects. Arts and culture. Arts and entertainment. Assisted living. Associations. Associations and organizations. Automotive. Aviation. Aviation and aerospace. Banking. Banking/trust. Biotechnology. Biotechnology. Board of Directors. Broadcasting. Brokerage. Brokerage and mutual funds. Call centers. Cardiology. CEO/CFO. Chemical. Communications. Computers. Construction. Construction. Consulting. Consulting. Consumer goods. Cosmetics. Customer service. Data processing. Database/direct marketing. Defense. Dental. Dental professional. Design. Designers. Director. Disabilities. Distribution. Drafting Inc. CAD. E-commerce. Economics. Education. Electronic equipment. Emergency medicine. EMS and law enforcement. Energy. Energy and utilities. Engineer, PEO. Etc. Engineering. Entertainment. Environment. Environmental. Equipment. Event industry. Executive. Fashion. Fast food. Federal, state and local government. Film/video/motion pictures. Finance and accounting. Financial manager. Financial services. Fisheries. Fitness. Food and beverage. Food, manufacturing. Food service. Forest products. Franchise. Furniture. Gaming. General. Geologist. Government, federal, provincial, municipal. Hardware. Hardware, healthcare. Heating/ventilation/air conditioning. High-tech. Hospital. Hospitality. Hospitality and travel. Housewares. HR and recruiting. Human resources. Information systems. Information technology. Instruments. Insurance. Insurance. Internet. Investments. Lanwan/PBX. Law. Lawyers/etc. Leasing. Legal. LGBT. Librarian/etc. Logistics. Manager. Manufacturing. Manufacturing and production. Marine/shipbuilding. Marketing. Medical. Medical administration. Medical assistants. Medical devices. Medical professionals, mergers/acquisitions. Metal. Military. Mining. Natural resources. New media. Non-profit. Non-profit. Nursing. Nursing, RN, RNA. Occupational health. Oil and gas. Operations. Packaged goods. Packaging. Pathology. Pharmaceutical. Pharmacist. Pharmacy. Physician. Planning. Plastics. President. Printing. Production. Professional/management position specialties. Programmer, software. Project manager. Property management. Property management. Psychology and psychiatry. Public relations. Publishing. Publishing and graphic arts. Pulp and paper. Purchasing. Quality. Quality assurance/safety. Radiology. Real estate. Real estate. Rehab medicine. Religious. Research. Research and development. Retail. Retail trade. Rubber. Safety/security. Sales. Science. Security and clearance. Security and loss prevention. Services. Social work. Social worker. Software. Software dev/programming. Sports and recreation. Sports/recreation. Statisticians. Steel. Supply chain. Teachers. Technical/scientific. Telecom. Telecommunications. Telecommunications, PBX. Textiles. Therapist. Training specialist. Transportation. Transportation. Travel. Ultrasound. Utilities. Venture capital. Veterinary. Waste management. Web. Wholesale trade. Windows. Women's health. Chapter 2. The North American Industry Classification System, NAICS. A list of industries at the North American Industry Classification System, NAICS. NAICS was developed jointly by the United States, Canada, and Mexico to provide a standard way of calculating and interpreting business statistics. It replaces the now obsolete Standard Industrial Classification System. The world system is the International Standard Industrial Classification. It's a good system to research industry subsectors. 11. Agriculture, forestry, fishing and hunting. 111. Crop production. 112. Animal production. 113. Forestry and logging. 114. Fishing, hunting and trapping. 115. Support activities for agriculture and forestry. 21. Mining and oil and gas extraction. 211. Oil and gas extraction. 212. Mining, excluding oil and gas. 213. Support activities, mining and oil and gas extraction. 22. Utilities. 2211. Electricity generation, transmission and distribution. 2212. Natural gas distribution. 2213. Water, sewage and other systems. 23. Construction. 231. Prime contracting. 2311. Land subdivision and land development. 2312. Building construction. 2313. Engineering construction. 2314. Construction management. 232. Trade contracting. 31-33. Manufacturing. 311. Food manufacturing. 3111. Animal food manufacturing. 3112. Grain and oilseed milling. 3113. Sugar and confectionery product manufacturing. 3114. Fruit and vegetable preserving and specialty food manufacturing. 3115. Dairy product manufacturing. 3116. Meat product manufacturing. 3117. Seafood product preparation and packaging. 3118. Bakeries and tortilla manufacturing. 3119. Other food manufacturing. 312. Beverage and tobacco manufacturing. 3121. Beverage manufacturing. 3122. Tobacco manufacturing. 313. Textile mills. 314. Textile product mills. 315. clothing manufacturing. 316, leather and allied product manufacturing. 321, wood product manufacturing. 322, paper manufacturing. 323, printing and related support activities. 324, petroleum and coal products manufacturing. 325, chemical manufacturing. 3251, basic chemical manufacturing. 3252, resin, synthetic rubber and fiber and filament manufacturing. 3253, pesticide, fertilizer and other agricultural chemical manufacturing. 3254, pharmaceutical and medicine manufacturing. 3255, paint, coating and adhesive manufacturing. 3256, soap, cleaning compound and toilet preparation manufacturing. 3259, other chemical product manufacturing. 326, plastics and rubber products manufacturing. 327, non-metallic mineral product manufacturing. 3271, clay product and refractory manufacturing. 3272, glass and glass product manufacturing. 3273, cement and concrete product manufacturing. 3274, lime and gypsum product manufacturing. 3279, other non-metallic mineral product manufacturing. 331, primary metal manufacturing. 332, fabricated metal product manufacturing. 3321, forging and stamping. 3322, cutlery and hand tool manufacturing. 3323, architectural and structural metals manufacturing. 3324, boiler, tank and shipping container manufacturing. 3325, hardware manufacturing. 3326, spring and wire product manufacturing. 3327, machine shops, turned product and related manufacturing. 3328, coating, engraving and heat treating activities. 3329, other fabricated metal product manufacturing. 333, machinery manufacturing. 3331, agricultural, construction and mining machinery manufacturing. 3332, industrial machinery manufacturing. 3333, commercial and service industry machinery manufacturing. 3334, ventilation, heating, AC and refrigeration equipment manufacturing. 3335, metalworking machinery manufacturing. 3336, engine, turbine and power transmission manufacturing. 3339, other general purpose machinery manufacturing. 334, computer and electronic product manufacturing. 3341, computer and peripheral equipment manufacturing. 3342, communications equipment manufacturing. 3343, audio and video equipment manufacturing. 3344, semiconductor and electronic component manufacturing. 3345, instruments manufacturing. 3346, manufacturing and reproducing magnetic and optical media. 335, electric equipment, appliance and component manufacturing. 3351, electric lighting equipment manufacturing. 3352, household appliance manufacturing. 3353, electrical equipment manufacturing. 3,359, other electrical equipment and component manufacturing. 336, transportation equipment manufacturing. 3,361, motor vehicle manufacturing. 3,362, motor vehicle body and trailer manufacturing. 3,363, motor vehicle parts manufacturing. 3,364, aerospace product and parts manufacturing. 3,365, railroad rolling stock manufacturing. 3,366, ship and boat building. 3,369, other transportation equipment manufacturing. 337, furniture and related product manufacturing. 339, miscellaneous manufacturing. 3,391, medical equipment and supplies manufacturing. 33,991, jewelry and silverware manufacturing. 33,992, sporting and athletic goods manufacturing. 33,993, doll, toy and game manufacturing. 33,994, office supplies, except paper, manufacturing. 33,995, sign manufacturing. 41, wholesale trade. 411, farm product wholesaling. 412, petroleum product wholesaling. 413, food, beverage and tobacco wholesaling. 414, personal and household good wholesaling. 415, motor vehicle and parts wholesaling. 416, building material and supplies wholesaling. 417, machinery, equipment and supplies wholesaler. 418, miscellaneous wholesaler distributors. 419, wholesale agents and brokers. 44 to 45, retail trade. 441, motor vehicle and parts dealers. 442, furniture and home furnishing stores. 443, electronics and appliance stores. 444, building material and garden equipment dealers. 445, food and beverage stores. 446, health and personal care stores. 447, gasoline stations. 448, clothing and clothing accessories stores. 451, sporting goods, hobby, book and music stores. 452, general merchandise stores. 453, miscellaneous store retailers. 454, non-store retailers. 48 to 49, transportation and warehousing. 481, air transportation. 482, rail transportation. 483, water transportation. 484, truck transportation. 485, transit and ground passenger transportation. 486, pipeline transportation. 487, scenic and sightseeing transportation. 488, support activities for transportation. 491, postal service. 492, couriers and messengers. 493, warehousing and storage. 51, information and cultural industries. 511, publishing industries. 512, motion picture and sound recording industries. 513, broadcasting and telecommunications. 514, information and data processing services. 52, finance and insurance. 521, monetary authorities, central bank. 522, credit intermediation and related activities. 523, securities, commodity contracts and related. 524, insurance carriers and related activities. 526, funds and other financial vehicles. 53, real estate and rental and leasing. 531, real estate. 532, rental and leasing services. 541, professional, scientific and technical services. 5411, legal services. 5412, accounting, tax preparation and bookkeeping services. 5413, architectural, engineering and related services. 5414, specialized design services. 5415, computer systems design and related services. 5416, management, scientific and technical consulting services. 5417, scientific R&D services. 5418, advertising and related services. 5419, other professional, scientific and technical services. 561, administrative and support services. 5611, office administrative services. 5612, facility support services. 5613, employment services. 5614, business support services. 5615, travel arrangement and reservation services. 5616, investigation and security services. 5617, services to buildings and dwellings. 56173, landscaping services. 562, waste management and remediation services. 61, educational services. 62, healthcare and social assistance. 621, ambulatory healthcare services. 622, hospitals. 623, nursing and residential care facilities. 624, social assistance. 71, arts, entertainment and recreation. 711, performing arts, spectator sports and related. 7111, performing arts. 7112, spectator sports. 7113, theaters. 7115, artists. 712, heritage institutions. 713, amusement, gambling and recreation industries. 72, accommodation and food services. 721, accommodation services. 722, food services and drinking places. 81, other services, excluding public administration. 811, repair and maintenance. 812, personal and laundry services. 813, religious, grant-making, civic and similar organizations. 814, private households. 91, public administration. 911, federal government public administration. 912, provincial and territorial public administration. 913, municipal public administration. 914, Aboriginal public administration. 919, extraterritorial public administration. NAICS websites. nics.com/info.htm. nics.com/faq.htm. bls.gov/bls/nics.htm. census.gov/epcd/www/nics.html. census.gov/pub/epcd/www/nics.html chas.utoronto.ca/detalib/codebook/csddli/nics en.wikipedia.org/wiki/nics fedpubs.com/subject/econ/fintax.htm fedpubs.com/subject/econ/nics.htm statcan.ca/english/concepts/industry.htm statcan.ca/english/subjects/standards/nics straightgis.ic.gc.ca/Canadian_industry_statistics straightgis.ic.gc.ca/sc_ecmyslash/about_nics_eng.html straightgis.ic.gc.ca/sc_ecmy/sio/homepage.html Chapter 3 The supposedly dead Standard Industrial Code/SIC. The Standard Industrial Code/SIC. The Standard Industrial Classification Coding System was created by the American federal government to be used as a tool for categorizing and coding the many different types of businesses into groups. As a business owner, your business has a specific SIC which the IRS wants to know when you fill out your income tax form on your Schedule C/Form 1040, as well as others like your bank manager when applying for a loan, venture capitalists, the SBA, etc. You can find it in several ways. There's a book called The Standard Industrial Code Classification Manual, National Technical Information Service, 5285, Port Royal Road, Springfield, Virginia 22161 ntis.gov, probably available at your library at #338.02. It classifies all products into major groups and subcategories which you can use to look up specific products in business manuals and computer databases. American Business Directories Incorporated, salesleadsusa.com, lists the SIC in its entirety. You can use the SIC to check out career fields or business ventures you might be interested in. The major classifications are: Agriculture, 0001-999. Mining, 1000 to 1499. Construction, 1500 to 1999. Manufacturers, 2000 to 3999. Transportation, public utilities, 4000 to 4999. Wholesalers, 5000 to 5199. Retail, 5200 to 5999. Mail order, 5961-02. Financial, insurance, real estate, 6000 to 6999. Services, 7000 to 8999. Public administration, 9000 to 9999. SIC websites: sec.gov/info/edgar/siccodes.htm, osha.gov/oshstat/sixer.html, census.gov/epcd/www/nicestab.htm, info.babson.edu/bus/sic, ntis.gov. Chapter 4 A list of industries at sec.gov/info/edgar/siccodes.htm. 109 agricultural production crops. 205 agricultural prod livestock and animal specialties. 709 agricultural services. 805 forestry. 909 fishing, hunting, and trapping. 1004 metal mining. 1044 gold and silver ores. 1094 miscellaneous metal ores. 1224 bituminous coal and lignite mining. 1221 for bituminous coal and lignite surface mining. 1311 for crude petroleum and natural gas. 1381 for drilling oil and gas wells. 1382 for oil and gas field exploration services. 1389 for Oil and Gas Field Services, NEC. 1400 for Mining and Quarrying of Non-Metallic Minerals, No Fuels. 1526 General Building Contractors. Residential BLDGs. 1531 6 Operative Builders. 1546 General Building Contractors. Non-residential BLDGs. 1606 Heavy Construction other than Building Const Contractors. 1623 6 Water, Sewer, Pipeline, and Power Line Construction. 1706 Construction Special Trade Contractors. 1731 6 Electrical Work. 2004 Food and Kindred Products. 2011 5 Meat Packing Plants. 2013 5 Sausages and other prepared meat products. 2015 5 Poultry slaughtering and processing. 2024 Dairy products. 2024 4 Ice cream and frozen desserts. 2034 Canned, frozen, and preserved fruit, veg and food specialties. 2033 4 Canned fruits, veg, preserves, jams and jellies. 2044 Grain mill products. 2054 Bakery products. 2052 4 Cookies and crackers. 2064 Sugar and confectionery products. 2074 Fats and oils. 2089 Beverages. 2082 9 Malt beverages. 2086 9 Bottled and canned soft drinks and carbonated waters. 2094 Miscellaneous food preparations and kindred products. 2092 4 Prepared fresh or frozen fish and seafoods. 2105 Tobacco products. 2111 5 Cigarettes. 2202 Textile mill products. 2211 2 Broadwoven fabric mills cotton. 2221 2 Broadwoven fabric mills. Man-made fiber and silk. 2252 Knitting mills. 2253 9 Knit outerwear mills. 2273 2 Carpets and rugs. 2309 Apparel and other finished prods of fabrics and similar matl. 2329 Men's and boys furnishings, work cloth, and allied garments. 2339 Women's, Misses, and Juniors outerwear. 2349 Women's, Misses, Children's, and infants undergarments. 2399 Miscellaneous fabricated textile products. 2406 Lumber and wood products. No furniture. 2421 6 Sawmills and planting mills general. 2436 Millwood, veneer, plywood, and structural wood members. 2451 6 Mobile homes. 2452 6 Prefabricated wood BLDGs and components. 2510 6 Household furniture. 2511 6 Wood household furniture. No upholstered. 2526 Office furniture. 2522 6 Office furniture, no wood. 2531 6 Public building and related furniture. 2546 Partitions, shelved, lockers and office and store fixtures. 2596 Miscellaneous furniture and fixtures. 2609 Papers and allied products. 2611 9 Pulp mills. 2621 9 Paper mills. 2631 9 Paperboard mills. 2,659 paperboard containers and boxes. 2,679 converted paper and paperboard prods. No containers/boxes. 2,673 6 plastics, foil and coated paper bags. 2,711 5 newspapers, publishing or publishing. And printing. 2,721 5 periodicals, publishing or publishing. And printing. 2,731 5 books, publishing or publishing. And printing. 2,732 5 book printing. 2,741 5 miscellaneous publishing. 2,755 commercial printing. 2,761 5 manifold business forms. 2,771 5 greeting cards. 2,785 blank books, loose leaf binders. And bookbinding and relat work. 2,795 service industries for the printing trade. 2,806 chemicals and allied products. 2,810 6 industrial inorganic chemicals. 2,826 plastic material, synth resin/rubber. Cellulose, no glass. 2,821 6 plastic materials. Synth resins. And non-Vulcan elastomers. 2,833 1 medicinal chemicals and botanical products. 2,834 1 pharmaceutical preparations. 2,835 1 in vitro and in vivo diagnostic substances. 2,836 1 biological products, no diagnostic substances. 2,846 soap, detergents, clean preparations, perfumes, cosmetics. 2,842 6 specialty cleaning, polishing and sanitation preparations. 2,844 6 perfumes, cosmetics, and other toilet preparations. 2,851 6 paints, varnishes, lacquers, enamels, and allied prods. 2,866 industrial organic chemicals. 2,875 agricultural chemicals. 2,896 miscellaneous chemical products. 2,891 6 adhesives and sealants. 2,911 4 petroleum refining. 2,956 asphalt paving and roofing materials. 2,996 miscellaneous products of petroleum and coal. 3,011 6 tires and inner tubes. 3,021 6 rubber and plastics footwear. 3,056 gaskets, PAG, and sealed devices. And rubber and plastics hose. 3,066 fabricated rubber products. NEC. 3,086 miscellaneous plastics products. 3,081 6 unsupported plastics film and sheet. 3,086 6 plastics foam products. 3,089 6 plastics products, NEC. 3,109 leather and leather products. 3,149 footwear, no rubber. 3,211 6 flat glass. 3,226 glass and glassware, pressed or blown. 3,221 6 glass containers. 3,231 6 glass products, made of purchased glass. 3,241 6 cement, hydraulic. 3,256 structural clay products. 3,266 pottery and related products. 3,276 concrete, gypsum and plaster products. 3,272 6 concrete products, except block and brick. 3,281 6 cut stone and stone products. 3,296 abrasive, asbestos and miscellaneous non-metallic mineral prods. 3,310 6 steel works, blast furnaces and rolling and finishing mills. 3,312 6 steel works, blast furnaces and rolling mills, coke ovens. 3,317 6 steel pipe and tubes. 3,326 iron and steel foundries. 3,334 primary smelting and refining of non-ferrous metals. 3,334 for primary production of aluminum. 3,341 6 secondary smelting and refining of non-ferrous metals. 3,356 rolling, drawing and extruding of non-ferrous metals. 3,357 6 drawing and insulating of non-ferrous wire. 3,366 non-ferrous foundries, castings. 3,396 miscellaneous primary metal products. 3,411 6 metal cans. 3,412 6 metal shipping barrels, drums, kegs, and pails. 3,426 cutlery, hand tools and general hardware. 3,436 heating equip, except elec and warm air, and plumbing fixtures. 3,433 6 heating equipment, except electric and warm air furnaces. 3,446 fabricated structural metal products. 3,442 6 metal doors, sash, frames, moldings, and trim. 3,443 6 fabricated plate work, boiler shops. 3,444 6 sheet metal work. 3,448 6 prefabricated metal buildings and components. 3,451 6 screw machine products. 3,452 6 bolts, nuts, screws, rivets and washers. 3,466 metal forgings and stampings. 3,476 coating, engraving and allied services. 3,486 ordnance and accessories. No vehicle/guided missiles. 3,496 miscellaneous fabricated metal products. 3,510 10 engines and turbines. 3,523 10 farm machinery and equipment. 3,524 10 lawn and garden tractors and home lawn and garden equip. 3,530 10 construction, mining, and materials handling machinery and equip. 3,531 10 construction machinery and equip. 3,532 10 mining machinery and equip, no oil and gas field mock and equip. 3,533 4 oil and gas field machinery and equipment. 3,537 10 industrial trucks, tractors, trailers, and stackers. 3,540 10 metalwork machinery and equipment. 3,541 10 machine tools, metal cutting types. 3,550 10 special industry machinery. No metalworking machinery. 3,555 10 printing trades machinery and equipment. 3,559 10 special industry machinery. NEC. 3,560 10 general industrial machinery and equipment. 3,561 10 pumps and pumping equipment. 3,562 6 ball and roller bearings. 3,564 6 industrial and commercial fans and blowers and air purifying equip. 3,567 6 industrial process furnaces and ovens. 3,569 6 general industrial machinery and equipment, NEC. 3,573 computer and office equipment. 3,571 3 electronic computers. 3,572 3 computer storage devices. 3,575 3 computer terminals. 3,576 3 computer communications equipment. 3,577 3 computer peripheral equipment, NEC. 3,578 3 calculating and accounting machines. No electronic computers. 3,579 3 office machines, NEC. 3,586 refrigeration and service industry machinery. 3,585 6 aircon and warm air heat equip. And COM and INDL refrigerator equip. 3,596 miscellaneous industrial and commercial machinery and equipment. 3,610 electronic and other electrical equipment, no computer equip. 3,612 10 power distribution and specialty transformers. 3,613 10 switchgear and switchboard apparatus. 3,620 10 electrical industrial apparatus. 3,621 10 motors and generators. 3,630 11 household appliances. 3,634 11 electric housewares and fans. 3,640 11 electric lighting and wiring equipment. 3,651 11 household audio and video equipment. 3,652 11 phonograph records and pre-recorded audio tapes and discs. 3,661 11 telephone and telegraph apparatus. 3,663 11 radio and TV broadcasting and communications equipment. 3,669 11 communications equipment, NEC. 3,670 10 electronic components and accessories. 3,672 3 printed circuit boards. 3,674 10 semiconductors and related devices. 3,677 10 electronic coils, transformers, and other inductors. 3,678 10 electronic connectors. 3,679 10 electronic components, NEC. 3,690 10 miscellaneous electrical machinery, equipment and supplies. 3,695 11 magnetic and optical recording media. 3,711 5 motor vehicles and passenger car bodies. 3,713 5 truck and bus bodies. 3,714 5 motor vehicle parts and accessories. 3,715 5 truck trailers. 3,716 5 motor homes. 3,725 aircraft and parts. 3,721 5 aircraft. 3,724 5 aircraft engines and engine parts. 3,728 5 aircraft parts and auxiliary equipment, NEC. 3,735 ship and boat building and repairing. 3,743 5 railroad equipment. 3,751 5 motorcycles, bicycles, and parts. 3,765 guided missiles and space vehicles, and parts. 3,795 miscellaneous transportation equipment. 3,812 5 search, detection, navigation, guidance, aeronautical SYS. 3,821 10 laboratory apparatus and furniture. 3822 10 auto controls for regulating residential and commercial environments. 3823 10 industrial instruments for measurement, display and control. 3824 10 totalizing fluid meters and counting devices. 3825 10 instruments for measurement and testing of electricity and elect signals. 3826 10 laboratory analytical instruments. 3827 10 optical instruments and lenses. 3829 10 measuring and controlling devices, NEC. 3841 10 surgical and medical instruments and apparatus. 3842 10 orthopedic, prosthetic, and surgical appliances and supplies. 3843 10 dental equipment and supplies. 3844 10 X-ray apparatus and tubes and related irradiation apparatus. 3845 10 electromedical and electrotherapeutic apparatus. 3851 10 ophthalmic goods. 3861 10 photographic equipment and supplies. 3873 2 watches, clocks, clockwork operated devices / parts. 3910 2 jewelry, silverware and plated ware. 3911 2 jewelry, precious metal. 3931 5 musical instruments. 3942 5 dolls and stuffed toys. 3944 5 games, toys, and children's vehicles. No dolls and bicycles. 3949 5 sporting and athletic goods, NEC. 3959 pens, pencils and other artists' materials. 3966 costume jewelry and novelties. 3996 miscellaneous manufacturing industries. 4011 5 railroads, line haul operating. 4013 5 railroad switching and terminal establishments. 4105 local and suburban transit and interurban highway passenger trans. 4210 5 trucking and courier services, no air. 4213 5 trucking, no local. 4225 public warehousing and storage. 4231 5 terminal maintenance facilities for motor freight transport. 4405 water transportation. 4412 5 deep sea foreign transportation of freight. 4512 5 air transportation, scheduled. 4513 5 air courier services. 4522 5 air transportation, non-scheduled. 4581 5 airports, flying fields and airport terminal services. 4610 4 pipelines, no natural gas. 4705 transportation services. 4731 5 arrangement of transportation of freight and cargo. 4812 11 radio telephone communications. 4813 11 telephone communications, no radio telephone. 4822 11 telegraph and other message communications. 4832 11 radio broadcasting stations. 4833 11 television broadcasting stations. 4841 11 cable and other pay television services. 4899 11 communications services, NEC. 4902 electric, gas and sanitary services. 4,911 2 electric services. 4,922 2 natural gas transmission. 4,923 2 natural gas transmission and distribution. 4,924 2 natural gas distribution. 4,931 2 electric and other services combined. 4,932 2 gas and other services combined. 4,941 2 water supply. 4,956 sanitary services. 4,953 6 refuse systems. 4,955 6 hazardous waste management. 4,961 2 steam and air conditioning supply. 4,991 2 cogeneration services and small power producers. 5,002 wholesale durable goods. 5,010 5 wholesale motor vehicles and motor vehicle parts and supplies. 5,013 5 wholesale motor vehicle supplies and new parts. 5,022 wholesale furniture and home furnishings. 5,036 wholesale lumber and other construction materials. 5,031 6 wholesale lumber, plywood, millwork and wood panels. 5,042 wholesale professional and commercial equipment and supplies. 5,045 3 wholesale computers and peripheral equipment and software. 5,047 9 wholesale medical, dental, and hospital equipment and supplies. 5,055 wholesale metals and minerals. No petroleum. 5,051 5 wholesale metals service centers and offices. 5,063 10 wholesale electrical apparatus and equipment, wiring supplies. 5,064 10 wholesale electrical appliances, TV and radio sets. 5,065 10 wholesale electronic parts and equipment, NEC. 5,076 wholesale hardware and plumbing and heating equipment and supplies. 5,072 6 wholesale hardware. 5,086 wholesale machinery, equipment and supplies. 5,082 6 wholesale construction and mining. No petro, machinery and equip. 5,084 6 wholesale industrial machinery and equipment. 5,092 wholesale miscellaneous durable goods. 5,094 2 wholesale jewelry, watches, precious stones and metals. 5,099 2 wholesale durable goods, NEC. 5,110 9 wholesale paper and paper products. 5,122 9 wholesale drugs, proprietaries and druggist sundries. 5,139 wholesale apparel, piece goods and notions. 5,142 wholesale groceries and related products. 5,141 2 wholesale groceries. General line. 5,155 wholesale farm product raw materials. 5,166 wholesale chemicals and allied products. 5,171 4 wholesale petroleum bulk stations and terminals. 5,172 4 wholesale petroleum and petroleum products, no bulk stations. 5,189 wholesale beer, wine, and distilled alcoholic beverages. 5,192 wholesale miscellaneous non-durable goods. 5,206 retail building materials, hardware, garden supply. 5,211 6 retail lumber and other building materials dealers. 5,271 2 retail mobile home dealers. 5,311 2 retail department stores. 5,331 2 retail variety stores. 5,399 2 retail miscellaneous general merchandise stores. 5,402 retail food stores. 5,411 2 retail grocery stores. 5,412 2 retail convenience stores. 5,502 retail auto dealers and gasoline stations. 5,531 2 retail auto and home supply stores. 5,609 retail apparel and accessory stores. 5,621 9 retail women's clothing stores. 5,651 9 retail family clothing stores. 5,661 9 retail shoe stores. 5,702 retail home furniture, furnishings, and equipment stores. 5,712 2 retail furniture stores. 5,731 2 retail radio, TV, and consumer electronics stores. 5,734 2 retail computer and computer software stores. 5,735 2 retail record and pre-recorded tape stores. 5,810 5 retail eating and drinking places. 5,812 5 retail eating places. 5,902 retail miscellaneous retail. 5,912 1 retail drug stores and proprietary stores. 5,942 retail miscellaneous shopping goods stores. 5,944 2 retail jewelry stores. 5,945 2 retail hobby, toy, and game shops. 5,962 retail non-store retailers. 5,961 2 retail catalog and mail order houses. 5,992 retail stores, NEC. 6,021 7 national commercial banks. 6,022 7 state commercial banks. 6,029 7 commercial banks, NEC. 6,035 7 savings institution, federally chartered. 6,036 7 savings institutions, not federally chartered. 6,099 7 functions related to depository banking, NEC. 6,111 7 federal and federally sponsored credit agencies. 6,141 7 personal credit institutions. 6,153 7 short-term business credit institutions. 6,159 7 miscellaneous business credit institutions. 6,162 7 mortgage bankers and loan correspondents. 6,163 7 loan brokers. 6,172 7 finance lessors. 6,189 5 asset-backed securities. 6,199 7 finance services. 6,208 security and commodity brokers, dealers, exchanges and services. 6,211 8 security brokers, dealers, and flotation companies. 6,221 8 commodity contracts brokers and dealers. 6,282 6 investment advice. 6,311 1 life insurance. 6,321 1 accident and health insurance. 6,324 1 hospital and medical service plans. 6,331 1 fire, marine, and casualty insurance. 6,351 1 surety insurance. 6,361 1 title insurance. 6,399 1 insurance carriers, NEC. 6,411 1 insurance agents. Brokers and service. 6,508, real estate. 6,510 8, real estate operators, no developers. And lessors. 6,512 8, operators of non-residential buildings. 6,513 8, operators of apartment buildings. 6,519 8, lessors of real property, NEC. 6,531 8, real estate agents and managers. For others. 6,532 8, real estate dealers, for their own account. 6,552 8, land subdividers and developers. No cemeteries. 6,779 blank checks. 6,792 for oil royalty traders. 6,794 3 patent owners and lessors. 6,795 for mineral royalty traders. 6,798 8, real estate investment trusts. 6,799 8, investors, NEC. 7,008 hotels, rooming houses, camps, and other lodging places. 7,011 8, hotels and motels. 7,211 services, personal services. 7,310 11 services, advertising. 7,311 services, advertising agencies. 7,320 11 services, consumer credit reporting. Collection agencies. 7,330 11 services, mailing, reproduction. Commercial art and photography. 7,331 11 services, direct mail advertising. Services. 7,348 services to dwellings and other buildings. 7,356 services, miscellaneous equipment. Rental and leasing. 7,359 6 services, equipment rental and leasing, NEC. 7,361 8 services, employment agencies. 7,363 11 services, help supply services. 7,373 services, computer programming, data processing, etc. 7,371 3 services, computer programming services. 7,372 3 services, prepackaged software. 7,373 3 services, computer integrated systems design. 7,374 3 services, computer processing and data preparation. 7,377 3 services, computer rental and leasing. 7,380 11 services, miscellaneous business services. 7,381 11 services, detective, guard, and armored car services. 7,384 11 services, photo finishing laboratories. 7,385 11 services, telephone interconnect systems. 7,389 2 and 3 services, business services, NEC. 7,505 services, automotive repair services and parking. 7,510 5 services, auto rental and leasing. No drivers. 7,611 services, miscellaneous repair services. 7,812 5 services, motion picture and videotape production. 7,819 5 services, allied to motion picture production. 7,822 5 services, motion picture and videotape distribution. 7,829 5 services, allied to motion picture distribution. 7,835 services, motion picture theaters. 7,841 5 services, videotape rental. 7,905 services, amusement and recreation. Services. 7,948 5 services racing, including track. Operation. 7,995 services miscellaneous amusement and recreation. 7,997 5 services membership sports and recreation clubs. 8,009 services health services. 8,011 1 services offices and clinics of doctors of medicine. 8,050 11 services nursing and personal care facilities. 8,051 11 services skilled nursing care facilities. 8,061 services hospitals. 8,062 1 services general medical and surgical hospitals. NEC. 8,071 9 services medical laboratories. 8,082 9 services home health care services. 8,099 services miscellaneous health and allied services, NEC. 8,093 1 services specialty outpatient facilities, NEC. 8,111 11 services legal services. 8,211 services educational services. 8,309 services social services. 8,351 9 services child daycare services. 8,605 services membership organizations. 8,706 services engineering, accounting, research, management. 8,711 6 services engineering services. 8,731 1 services commercial physical and biological research. 8,734 9 services testing laboratories. 8,741 8 services management services. 8,742 8 services management consulting services. 8,744 6 services facilities support management services. 8,880 99 American depository receipts. 8,888 99 foreign governments. 8,911 services, NEC. 9,721 99 international affairs. 9,995 9 no.